Hello and thank you for joining me. I'm Heather Forgan of stampwithnellie.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in the UK. And today I want to make a card with Forever Fern. I absolutely fell in love with this stamp set as soon as it came out in the Stampin' Up catalogue, whenever it was, and it does seem to have been around quite a little while now, but it's still a favourite. So I'm absolutely delighted it's still in the current 2022 to 2023 annual catalogue. So it's been a while since I played with it, and I've got an idea in my head. I've picked out 3 colours: Crumb Cake, Blackberry Bliss and Old Olive. I've got some thick Very Vanilla as my card base, then I have Blackberry Bliss, and then another layer of Very Vanilla, normal, not thick. So yeah, I'm going to do a little bit of heat embossing first of all, then maybe a little bit of heat resist, ink resist. I'm not entirely sure how it's going to go, but we'll just give it a go, eh? And this is kind of my process half the time, is pick a stamp set, pick some colours, decide on my card base, and then just go for it. So I'm going to use my Versamark ink pad. And just make sure I've got all of that inked up nicely. And I'll pop that in that corner, I think. As much of it as I can. So another one of the bigger stamps from the set. Ink that up. And I'm going to put that in round about here. Go with that. Now I'm only going to do these 2 leaves with heat embossing. And I'm actually going to use white embossing powder, which I don't think I've ever done on vanilla cardstock. A little bit of something there, a fluff or something. Make sure lots on there. Okay, kind of hard to see that, I can tell. Just pop that back in the pot, and I will put on my heat tool and just melt that powder. Okay, so I'm going to stamp other leaves around about with the other colours, and then I shall use my blending brushes to add in some more ink. Now, when I'm saying that this is, what I'm going to do is actually overlap there. When I say it's ink resist, it won't resist entirely because this is a distinctive stamp and it's not a completely solid image, so it will pick up some of the colour, but that's fine. It's going to be kind of grungy, I think. So just taking a little cloth and picking up most of that ink off the white embossing. To see, you do get a little bit of it showing through because it's not a solid image, but that's cool, quite like that. And then what will I do? Let's go for that nice big one. I like that one. Do that one next. In the Blackberry Bliss. I seem to be favouring Blackberry Bliss quite a lot just now in some of my projects and some of my personal cards. I don't know, I go through phases. I'm sure we all do. Where we kind of fall in love with the colour all over again and keep using it, and then get a bit fed up of it. So again, just dab, pick up some of that excess, but I'm going to be putting more ink on that anyway, so that's fine. I'm just going to leave that like that. And then, what have I not used? I haven't used this little one yet. Going with some more green, I think. Here. And another one up here. And I think I'll do a couple of little infills with just little bits of this. Like that. And maybe, I know I haven't used the crumb cake yet. I will use that when I'm getting a bit more ink on it. Up there, like that. And I will use the crumb cake actually for my sentiment. Why don't I do that? So I'm just using the Hello from this stamp set. I've already popped that onto my block, but I want to make sure that I've got straight. Yeah, straight. Now to try and stamp straight onto this. Will I do it a little bit? Yeah, I think I'll put it in here actually. Oh, yes. That was a bit nerve-wracking, stamping a sentiment straight onto a card base, card layer even. Okay, so I've got, that's my stamping done. I've got my blending brushes. Just adding some more ink onto that. And then coming in and just putting some more round and about. See, kind of trying to do grungy. Not very good at shabby chic. It just ends up looking shabby, but you know, you've got to try things. Right, let's go wild with this one. And it does make that white pop out a little bit more when you've got ink around about it. And why not, let's just use the old olive as well. Just gently adding, taking off any excess there. I don't want it to be too dark, so I'm not putting lots of pressure on the head. Big swirls. Big swirls. Yeah, so I quite like, there's subtle bits of colour all around. We've got little bits here and there. I'm going to add a little bit more crumb cake in that corner. So, and I will give that a little bit of a rub. Take any off. That wants to come. Oh, Okay. How does that look? I think it needs some splashes of ink as well. Now there is a little stamp, we could use that one, but then that makes it a bit uniform for my liking. And the alternative, and what I like to do, because it's fun, is take a water painter, add some, oops, there's that cloth again, add some water to it, and then I can, oh, let's be brave, let's be brave. And that's a bit more random and abstract, isn't it, than just using that little stamp, which is fun, but not as much fun as that. And then to clean your brush, just squeeze it out and just keep squeezing it out until you've got rid of all of that colour, and then you'll be ready to use it again. It may stain, so that's got a little bit of a pink tinge to it, but the water's running clear now, so happy with that. And I am going to dab that up before I get too messy. And talking of messy, we sure have a lot of splats on my paper. Make sure I'm using a dry bit of this, just if there's any pools. I don't want to get that smeared. Let me clean up these ink pads out the way, and then I can assemble the card and then clean up the crafter math. Okay. They're all dry, yeah, good. So let's just add, I don't think it needs any bling, I just want it to be a nice simple card to say hello. Doesn't matter, you've got it messy on the other side. Nobody's going to see that bit as of now. As soon as you stick it down, that's it, hidden forever. Just make sure you're happy with that. Give that a press. And then pop that on. There we go. Let's just get rid of that. And there we have it. Kind of grungy looking card. A little bit different for me. Do quite like that white embossing on the cream card and just adding that little bit extra ink around and about. I hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, please give me a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, I'd love for you to click on the subscribe button. Until the next time, take care. Bye bye.